All right. That was like the 3, 2, 1 blast off. And here we are. I said 11, right? Yeah, I did. I said 11. This one goes to 11. Slurpy Slurpersons. So, those of you on the live are being alerted. Alert, alert. Beth from Destination Decluttered is, yes, once again, doing a TikTok live today. Multiples, because if we only have TikTok for a little bit, I'm going to show up for a lot of it. There we go. Aunt Susie61 says, hello from Georgia. Hello from Pennsylvania. Nice to see you. And Robin and Tracy and Manatee Mermaid and K-Drama Queen. Oh, hey. And there we go. Manatee Mermaid says, I just love your bright rooms. I am strategically placing myself today in the sunshine. I'm like a plant, okay? I need the sunshine. It also looks cheery, and frankly, somebody had said, can we get a tour of your house? Nah. I'm you know what, for the amount that I share with you, I also have kind of my invisible line of no, that's none of your goddamn business, is actually how my Bostonian internal dialogue goes. But what I will do is I will share different snapshots of different rooms from different angles. There's that. So there we go. Right. And as I should, you're correct. Yeah. It's so funny because if you guys knew me in real life, I'm pretty quiet. I'm pretty like independent. I've got wonderful friends, but I'm not like jazz hands all over the place. Right. I love this. Yes. Boundaries are good. I'm all about the boundaries. I come from New England. I grew up. I know all about the boundaries. So Laura Given Voorhees is on a literal road trip right now. We are literally on a road trip right now, heading to my mom's for the afternoon. Okay. Hey, Ellen. Nice to see you. So Laura, you know your destination, mom's. Maybe you have some things you're doing there. What are your goals? What do you want to happen at your mom's today? I hope you have that written down so you can check it off. This is what happens when I take road trips to go to my mom's. What are you doing along the way to enjoy both the way there and the way back? Make sure it's a road trip, not a commute, okay? So this is how I do it. Penny Luck Myers, I love it. Here's a really fun thing. Penny is saying lentil soup done, and she's using that green box with a check mark. Kitchen counter clear, check mark. I saw Kat Roby using that the other day. And Laura, I think you did it too, using that little check mark icon. Checking it off the list. I've been doing that today in the left-handed paper way. I coached earlier today. I did a TikTok live earlier today. I did coaching today. I just got back from yoga today. I ate an egg. I'm writing it down so I can cross it off my list. There we go. Yes, the backwards check marks for us lefties. Yes. No wonder we think of the world in a different way, because we do. There we go. Laura says, I'm chewing lots of gum so I don't overheat, and drinking water and listening to you. Wonderful. Yay for the drinking of water. And remember, if the water makes you have to pull over to use a rest area, do not feel bad about that. Okay? It's how we are wired. Erica, nice to see you. Yeah, writing it down to cross it off. Why the hell not? Get the dopamine any way you can. Okay? So Erica says, I can't wait to work on my next declutter project. So I ask you, Erica, what is it? What is it? What is it, Jay? Is it a baby whale? We're seeing things we ain't never seen before, Jay. Holy cats! I could go on, but I won't. Kat Roby, were your ears burning? I just was talking about you and your little check marks when you get this stuff done. All right, Kat Roby, this is what Kat's going to do in the next hour or so. Replace repaired bottom fridge shelf to marry the condiments. I ketchup, take you mustard. I know what you mean. And wash the load of rugs, not the road of lugs. So awesome. Yay. Okay. Haley Cakes did something. The alarm rung for the live. So that is working. That technology is working. I love it. Erica is saying, I have a corner of what I call hoard. I'm going to declutter my nail stuff and Color Street collection. I love the specificity, the categorizing, if you will. the choosing what categories you are going to declutter. Nail stuff and Color Street collection. Okay, now German made. I had it written down to check on you. You're working on your pet food research, taking a while. Maybe this will help. Okay. Now DFW Suburban Mom, I'm rushing through my projects while sitting in live with you. I plan my day around these lives. Well, awesome. You got a wicked lot of lives this week and then silence next week. Even if TikTok stays around, I am off the digital grid as I often go. But I offer to you, DFW Suburban Mom, what's the rush? Why the rush? What's all the fuss? There may be a rush, but I just offer, is the speed you're driving forward feeling good, or is it feeling like you're rushed? You'll get there. Slow and steady wins the race. Going at a nice pace make you feel better. Just saying. All right. Dina Dixon is saying, I'm going through the family sock basket and pairing them up. Talking about marrying your condiments, you're now going to be a matchmaker with socks, or maybe what's this guy, the guy with the big boat, Noah? You know, here, these two socks match and these two socks match. Now, German Made 95, let me help you with this. I'm just curious. You're working on your pet food research. It's taking a while. I get that. What are you looking for? What, you're like Bono. It sounds like you still haven't found what you're looking for. What are you looking for that you haven't found yet? What's the missing ingredient in that dog food that you're looking for that hasn't said, hey, I did it, I found it? Okay? Just curious. That might help you. All right? Melissa with the 3 says, good morning. Never get to enjoy a good breakfast since I'm always at work at AM, so I made an omelet. Awesome. So sometimes you get to enjoy a good breakfast when you're not at work at 8 a.m. Yay. Okay. Okay, so DFW is saying, not rushing, instead because the lives, I'm able to accomplish more. Okay. So I just offer, if a rush feels like a good pace for you, play with that. I work at a different pace. I like to think of what I'm doing as sustainable. Slow and steady win the race. Okay. Good morning, strong silver soul sister. Nice to see you. Hill Dorset is saying, please add red note to places considering posting their experience of the great TikTok migration. Oh, yes. Don't think I'm not observing that. I will share this with you. Sometimes I'm an early adopter, and sometimes I wait for other people to do the legwork and do the beta testing. Okay, so yes, that is on my list of places, so do not worry. But for now, we have an established platform that I'm going to hang out on for the time being, aka the YouTube, okay, the YT. So that's where I already, check me out, you guys. Again, checking this off the list. This morning's TikTok Live is already uploaded to the YouTube channel, the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel. Okay? Now, okay, I get it. I love this. There's chat about fresh food with the proper nutrition for old cats. I can't eat raw anymore because of the H5N1. Okay, so I would get curious. You're looking for something fresh, proper nutrition. I would further get curious about that, and feel free to talk about that. Haley's asking some questions. There we go. Check me out on YouTube. It's going to be, right now, it's going to be the same thing. My thing is that I needed to find a platform because I started signing up for the Blue Sky, and I realized it was like Twitter, and I never liked, I liked Twitter for about 6 months back in look at how old I am. In about 2007, whenever it started, I was literally one of the very first people, I was the first wave of Twitter because I worked in social media and we were testing it out for possible clients. Shortly thereafter, I realized it was not the place for me. This is why I'll be honest with you, the reason I have adopted and love TikTok so much is because it's so easy to connect with people via video. Now, the cool thing is about YouTube also has a live component. So when I return from my travels, if TikTok is not around, then I will go to YouTube. But until then, we have TikTok right now in the present. So I'm here ticking with you. Hey, there we go. Erin, nice to see you, and I'm so glad that this TikTok reminded you to do something good. TikTok reminded me to put my social security card in the safe. Very cool. Very cool. And then always a delight to see you. Check me out. I'm on my multiple cups of tea today. All right. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Again, girls, what's my weakness? Men. All right. Haley Cakes is saying, out of curiosity, I don't mind curiosity. I don't know if I missed it. I'm already on the mailing list, but will you still be doing lives on YouTube or something? Yep, totally. I hope I answered that already, just organically. Okay, Abbott Elementary is in Vegas. Isn't it funny? Abbott Elementary knows because she's been coaching with me how fun decluttering can be. She is in Las Vegas and she's making a list of things to declutter when she gets home. Isn't that funny? I hope you're having a wonderful time in Vegas. Enjoy, my dear, enjoy. Okay, so let's get into it. In case we haven't met before, my name is Beth. I am a decluttering life coach, and my coaching is called Destination Decluttered. It's here. Ooh, everybody. Hey, it's 11/11. It's 11/11. Actually, it's January 14th. I am here on TikTok. As long as TikTok is here, I will be here. If TikTok is not here, I will most likely be on YouTube, but there may be something different. So this is what I suggest you do if you like what you hear. Now, I'm not saying, decide if you just met me, get to know me. See if I'm your type. If I am, and you want to follow me, you can get on my mailing list at my website, destinationdecluttered.com. Decluttered, the past tense. Destinationdecluttered.com, okay? Mailing list. Zoop down to the bottom of the homepage, put your email address in, promise you're not a robot, and we'll go. So, Haley Cake says, my hubby still has his sociology textbook since high school. He's 41 now. What the heck? Ugh. Okay. Now, notice you're being kind of judgy. It's okay. Many of us are. No harm, just noticing it. What I would do is get out of, because you were in it just a moment ago, just out of curiosity. Notice how you asked that. Instead of being judgy on this side, we want to be curious on that side. You could ask your husband, just out of curiosity, not judgment, I'm being curious. What is making you keep your high school sociology textbook? What is your reason for keeping it? I'm not judging. I am just curious. Ask your husband what his reasons are. This is one of the important things I think that's important to me to work on, myself included, totally. The guy in the other room would totally support this, is not judging other people so much. You have your reasons for keeping your stuff. I have my reasons for keeping my stuff. Your husband, our husbands, have reasons for keeping their stuff. They may not know what their reason is. And, sorry. Oh, I see. Never mind. I totally got myself distracted. I apologize. Ask what his reason is. Even articulating the reason, does it make sense? It may make sense to him. It may not make sense to you, but don't be judgy. When you're not judgy and when you're curious, sometimes, you might get the answer you want, which is, I don't know why I'm keeping it. Well, can we maybe give it away or recycle it? Yeah, okay. Can't hurt to try. Foxy's24 is asking, the best way to tackle a closet full of 10-year-old clothes and accessories. It seems so daunting, okay? So we don't want to daunt you, right? No daunting here. We want to make it easy and we want to chunk it down. Okay, so first of all, best, perfect, all, nothing, all those kind of, I say superlatives, but you know what I mean? Those very dramatic words. Here's a good way to tackle your clothing. First of all, it's not going to be the best, but it's going to be a way to get yourself started. That's really what we're going for, is a way to get started and kind of a map to follow to get to your destination. So let me ask you this. First of all, let's not tackle it. We're going to play with your clothes. We're going to play clothing store. Okay? So first of all, before we even have some fun, Foxy, and play, I want you to define your destination. What do you want your closet to look, feel, and function like? What do you want your clothes to look, feel, and function like? Write those things down so you know what you're aiming for, so it makes sense as to why you're doing what you're doing. Okay? Then, really quickly, because I know as soon as I scroll up, I may lose this train of thought. Play with your clothes. Play, as I said, play Neiman Marcus. Play Saks Fifth Avenue. If this were hanging on the rack of a clothing store, if this was not my closet, if this rack was in a clothing store and I was going out shopping today, would I buy these clothes? Would I buy, and not just these clothes, again, that's too big, and too big tends to be daunting. So we're chunking it down and we're making it fun. So instead of these clothes, pick one item. I'm at the store. Would I buy this today? If I bought this today, would it be in style? If I bought this today, does it fit on my today body? Okay? Do I still want it? Would I pay for this if it was on the rack today? That game, that playfulness, that curiosity might encourage you to go in there and deal with it. It may seem less daunting when you have some fun with it. Okay? Hope that helps. Okay, here I go. Here I go, here I go, here I go again. Girls, what's my weakness, men? Yep, Judgy McJudger pants. Nobody wants to be one. Zoop, yeah, I'm totally zooping right now. All right. Okay, here's a great thing I will share with you. Okay, yep, it's a coffee achiever kind of day, right? Erin, we'll get through it. Haley says, I want to do a consult with you, but I'm nervous showing you my space. Hun, first of all, two things. If I was going to judge you about your clutter, I'm in the wrong business. I don't care what it looks like, and it probably looks and feels a lot worse to you than it does to me. I could tell you stories. I will not tell you stories because I don't tell stories for things like that, but I can tell you stories of houses that I've been in, just even, not even professionally, personally and professionally, that are so much worse than any of you could imagine. Okay? Do not be nervous. Okay? Do not be nervous. Yeah, Strong Silver Soul says, I lived on Twitter and then I realized where the Gen Xers are. Boom, here we are. Yeah, I didn't notice that switch I had from curiosity to judgment. Yeah, we don't. We shift gears like that without even knowing it. All right. Oh, interesting. I love it. Be curious, not judgment. I didn't know that was a Ted Lasso thing. I love the Ted Lasso. I do. What a cool idea. Yeah. Haley is saying, and this is so true, so I'm going to reiterate it, even though it's something we were kind of just talking about. Hence the reason why I can declutter out his things. They might hold on to it for their own reasons. Yes, I'm trying to make decluttering his stuff his responsibility. Chef's kiss, my dear. Chef's kiss. You know? Strong Silver Solstice is like, I still have my high school Latin textbook. So everybody's got a reason for hanging on to things. I say, Haley, practice decluttering your own stuff. When you do it for yourself, you will have so much more understanding and compassion and patience and curiosity and non-judgment for the other people because you know yourself. You keep things for some really weird reasons. Weird being judgy, but it might be weird to somebody else, but it makes sense to you. Okay? So, and yes, please do. Everybody, take a page out of what Haley is doing. Haley is like, I'm making notes on all of this. Yes. Yes, you guys. Let me be really clear. I probably will not write a book. I have written books before. The thought of the entire process and the product does not fill me with excitement. It fills me with inertia. Okay? So therefore, what I say to you is the best way you're going to get my everything that I would put in a book is listening to me here on a TikTok live, either live or recorded. You listen to what I say, you write down what resonates with you, boom, there it is. You have written your own bespoke book written directly to you. So go for it. Grab a pen and a paper. You know those are my two favorite tools in the toolkit. So rock on. Okay. Erica is asking. I feel like Erica is asking, how do you approach someone about getting rid of something that their ex gave their mother as a gift? Okay, now, Erica, okay? All right, good. I'm glad what I'm saying, Haley Cakes, and I'm just quickly, because I was like, that's too vague. I have no idea even who you're talking about. Erica is saying, my mother-in-law asked me if I wanted them She waited until after I said yes to tell me that my something. I am helping my individual that I work with declutter all her game stuff. Okay. So here's the thing. You have a right to change your mind. You have a right to change your mind. Okay? I kind of missed the rest of it. Yeah. I ain't no party. Yeah. Okay? So, I offer to you. You may have decided, you may have said okay to let something in your house or life. You can change your mind at any time and say, oh, yeah, no, thank you. Now I know the story behind it. I don't like that story. I don't want to look at it and have that trigger the story. I'm going to let it go. You can change your mind. It's a woman's prerogative to change her mind. That's my prerogative. Okay? So, I love it. You can change your mind. You can change your mind. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. You can change your mind. You can change your mind. Now, I think this is really fun, actually, because I have collected, vintage stuff and things like that there, and I used to wear vintage clothes a lot more than I do now. Debbie is saying, when my mom moved in 2006, she still had the short dresses from the 1960s. Now, I would have loved to help her declutter, because if we were the same size, I might have worn her dresses. It's okay, but notice, Debbie, that your mom has a thing about hanging on to stuff for decades. Don't be surprised if you don't know how to deal with clutter as easily as you would like, because you were raised by somebody who's hanging on to clothes until they become legitimate vintage items. Don't judge her about it, because she may have been raised by people who saved stuff. Okay? No judgment, just curiosity. Okay? Oh, hey, Okie Teacher, nice to see you. I hope you guys are doing okay. Okie Teacher says, do not be afraid. Be not afraid. Be not afraid. Sign up for a consultation. It is a wonderful experience and life-changing. Okay? Okay. So here's a fun thing, Haley Cakes. I'm going to share this with you because this is more universal than you think. You ask your husband, hey, what about this? And he replies with a time management excuse or reason. I'm being judgy if I say it's an excuse. I'm so busy, I'm always working, so his stuff piles up. This is where we don't get judgy, we get curious. Are you always working? Are you seriously working 24 hours a day? Now notice, even when I'm saying it, I'm kind of leaning into like the judgy, the way I'm being a bit Snarkosaurus Rex. Here, are you always working? Hey, let's do this. Can we just look at the schedule and see when you are working? I don't have time to deal with it is one of the top, with a bullet, top number 1 or 2 things that people say when they don't know how to deal with clutter or they just don't wanna. I don't have time. I'm too busy with this. I don't want to deal with that. And time is my excuse. But is he really? Does he have time to do anything but work? My suggestion is yes, but he may not know how to declutter. I didn't know how to do it for decades. I had my surfaces looking good, but behind the scenes, I was a hot mess. You don't know how to really do it either. And Haley, I'm not judging. It is okay to say, I don't have the skills yet. But just notice what his backseat driver is using as a reason to not do it. Okay? Yeah. Shadows and Night is offering, would it help you if you sat with him while he did it? That might help. That might hurt. And also real quick, just it might help some people. It might not help other people. Some people, ADHD people, help with body doubling. Other people are like, leave me alone. Let me do it myself. I'm more of a let me do it myself type of person. I don't like to be observed or watched because I have a fear of judgment. So it doesn't help me. It actually distracts me. When I'm by myself, I can make decisions. I can hear myself think, okay? User Debbie is asking about my books. They're not about decluttering. They're about vintage road tripping and stuff like that. So you can buy them at Reeds and Company bookstore in Phoenixville, PA. Google it. Haley Cakes is saying you should do some seminars and podcasts. I might do a podcast because it's still talking. You are so well-spoken, I can't talk clearly. You know what, Haley? The only reason I can talk like this is because of sheer showing up and practicing. I stumble and bumble just like the next person. But I do this so often, I am in the habit of speaking out loud. I am lazy in this way, in that I prefer talking to writing, you know? So notice these things. Practice. Practicing doing something will help you get better. Practicing decluttering will make it easier and get it better and get you decluttered in the meantime. Okay? Oh, goodness, 34 messages. Okay. I'm going to go through some of these. Laura Gibbon Voorhees and her husband, I'm going to paraphrase some of these. Laura and her husband have learned we can't declutter together, but my skill at giving things away is always helpful. Yeah, Strong Silver Soul Sister says, I have friends whose houses are far more cluttered than I could tolerate, yet it works for them. All of us are wired differently. Yeah, you know? Here we go. Whoops. It zooped, you guys. It zooped. Zoop, there it is. Okay. So here we go. Here we go. I'm backing up. Hey, there we go. I love it. Erin says, I still have Beth Post-it notes all over my office. Notebook needed. Yeah. Hey, guess what? You just invented like a new product I would have made, which was like bespoke inspirational sayings a la, put them on a Post-it note. I love that you made what works for you. Now, Shadows and Night needs a body double person. And Strong Silver Soul Sister still visits friends who have cluttered houses. See, that's a fun thing. I feel kind of bad because I don't judge people about their clutter. I figure if it works for you, that's all that matters. But some people are afraid that I am judging them. But you know what they're really doing? Ooh, they're judging themselves. Okay? They're judging themselves. All right. There we go. Good stuff, people. Now, this is interesting. It's hard to clutter my space because we live downstairs with my mother-in-law. Yeah. This is funny. Debbie says, when the geese were so popular, this sounds almost like a riddle. When the geese were so popular in kitchens, I said I would rather have cows. Wrong response. Oh, well. If you don't want the cows anymore, put them out to pasture. Let them go graze somewhere else. Okay? Okay. Love Gardening says, I tell my husband the same thing, then it ends up in a fight. Okay? So notice that. How you approached it didn't get you the result you want. You can try another tactic. But what I would offer Love Gardening, okay, what I would offer with you is, again, work on your own clutter first. As you are working on your own clutter, notice the things that are owned 100% by that other person and start to categorize them and put them in a certain place. So that person's stuff is all together somewhere. Okay? So work on yourself first and you will be a better teacher to other people. You will also be leading by example. If the person you live with, right, hon, notices how much easier it is to live in a house that is less cluttered, they may be more likely to adopt less cluttery habits. Okay? Now here's an interesting thing. When I was asking with curiosity, not with judgment, about is he really working all the time? The answer is actually yes. So Haley is saying he is working overtime like crazy. That is true. And on the weekends he is so exhausted he doesn't want to. Okay? So I suggest to you, yeah, he needs his body to recover and he's tired. I can empathize. So I will say this. Then don't beat him up about a stupid book that's like taking up, whatever, this much room. Here, I'm pulling out a book here. Are you going to fight with your husband over over getting space? Ooh, that's dusty. Over getting space that's about, an inch by an inch by a couple of inches. Are you really going to fight about that? You can if you want. But is it destination decluttered, or is it destination feel good in your home? Because when you're fighting with your spouse, it doesn't matter how clean the place is. If it feels crappy in your house, it feels crappy. And the crappy feeling can be from the clutter, or it can be really clean, but you're mad at the other person. Now, I'm not a relationship coach. Trust me, I am a bossy. I've got my own faults. Do not get me wrong. I am not perfect. None of us are. But what I will offer is, you don't just want your house to look good. You want it to feel good. And the feel good has to do with the energy in your home. So do you want to fight, or do you want to feel good in your home? You have a choice. Destination, I want to feel good in my home. Destination, I want to continue to love my husband for all the good things he does and not get mad at him for all the things that aggravate me. It's a choice. Okay? Christina is asking, any recommendations to deal with paper, clutter, bills, etc.? Hell's a poppin', yes I do. Categorize, categorize, categorize. Open up your mail when you get it. Within 24 hours of getting your mail, open it up. Recycle the envelopes. Recycle any pages in your mail that you don't need. Keep the ones that are important and either make a pile of things that you need to do or file them away if you need to file them away. But seriously, chunking it down, categorizing it, and asking it before you even do that. Here, let me back up. I forgot the whole thing. Destination decluttered. Destination. Why am I saving this? Why am I saving? What do I want this paperwork for? Why am I having it come into my house at all? Notice what you want your paperwork to do for you. Write it down. Don't keep it in your head. Don't keep anything in your head. Write this stuff down, and that will inform you as to why you're doing what you're doing. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. Okay? Yes. User 82746, I think it was generational. I do. I'm 58. I just learned I never learned how to declutter. My mom just got rid of stuff without me. Mine too. Or she just created doom bags and boxes and put things away and throw things away. Like, it was not a good system. Luckily, I learned on the streets. I learned throughout my year of how to make things look good on the surface, but it wasn't until I realized that there's more than the surface. It's what's stored and what's sentimental that I was able to go through those things and really have kind of that deep clean, that deep decluttering feeling that feels so good. So do not judge yourself. Do not judge yourself when you just weren't taught how to do something. Okay? You weren't taught how to do something. No big deal. No big deal. Okay? Now, I love it. User 8274, I so appreciate this week's Destination Decluttered-a-thon. Yes, it's a thon, right? Yeah. And, all right. So Haley Cake says, I stutter, so my confidence in speaking is very low. Hey, look at Biden. Look what he did. And, you know, here's the wonderful thing. I will share you with that I think is really cool. If you stutter, you are helped by pausing and determining what you're going to say before you speak it. My God, if everybody on the planet just paused before they opened their mouths, what a wonderful world it would be. Yeah, no, oftentimes people run at the mouth and they don't even listen to what they're saying. So I love the fact that you can be mindful of what you say so you have quality coming out of your mouth, not just, you know, a steady stream of obliviousness. Okay? So, do not judge yourself for what you don't have. Notice where your skills are not so good, and you can choose to strengthen them if you want. Okay, so Julie Cox is saying, the house is full of all the kids' stuff from the past 25 years. All but one moved out. I'm left with it all. Ha! Temporarily, you have it? No, you have adult kids. If you're old, what is that? Something about leaning and cleaning. Hon, can you hear me? Okay, he's busy. He used to work at Roy Rogers. Oh, if you've got time enough to lean, you've got time enough to clean. What I say is if your kids have moved out, have them take their stuff with them. Get the people you live with in the home or lived with involved. Husbands, take care. They got to take care of their own stuff. Kids got to take care of their own stuff. You got to take care of your own stuff. Do not think you have to do all the decluttering. No, 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 no. Not on my watch. None of this. Mom does it everywhere and everybody else gets a free pass. It's not how we roll here. Putting up the traffic cop hand. Okay? So, get your kids and say, hey, let's schedule a time for you to come over here and go through your stuff and decide if you want it. And if you want it, you take it. And I would suggest this. I highly recommend putting some sort of end date on it. You know, boundaries and stuff. Jelly Bee. Hey, Jelly Bee, nice to see you. And Any tips on getting yourself out of a low energy state so you're excited about getting things done? Yes, totally. Start with your body first, because at least the way I am wired, if I'm not feeling good physically, it usually leads to me not feeling good mentally. So what can you do to help you get more energy in your body? Sleeping, moving your body, eating something healthy, drinking water, stretching. How is your gas tank? How is your physical energy gas tank? Now, this is interesting. I think Erin was just here for a hot minute, but she was saying earlier today, physically I wasn't tired. It was mentally I was tired. So get your physical body feeling better. How you get your mental, how you get your mindset right, how you get yourself in gear to do it. This is how I like to think of it. Envision how good it's going to feel when it's done. Play a game where you close your eyes and your house doesn't look the way it looks now. It's the way you want it to look, and you paint that picture in your head. You paint the color of the walls and what the floors look like and what the desk looks like and what's in the cases and what do you got on the windows and what's on that table and what pillows do you have. You create that environment, and you don't just look at it from a distance, then you pretend you're in it. You evoke the feeling of that future state in your body. You can do this. You can do this, and I know you can do this because you can easily know what it feels like to have something bad back in the day happen. You can pretend you're back. You can time travel already. I can ask you something about now, and it's like, oh, that takes me back to when I was 13 and my mother yelled at me. Immediately your body feels like it was, and it thinks it's 1980 something or whatever. So you can also teleport yourself into the future and be like, oh my God, it feels so good. I love it. I love it. I can't wait to go there. And when you start to generate that kind of tingly, sparkly energy of being there already, then that's the energy that's going to allow you to say, okay, I want to go to there. Now, how do I get there? And if you're in the right frame of mind, there are some steps that are going to just naturally kind of cascade from your brain. Well, I could clean up the trash. I could do this. I could do that. I could do the other thing. So it's physical energy, but it's also that mental energy. And when your mental energy is right, you will feel it in your physical body. It's kind of like a tingling for me. It's a tingling in the heart, being like, ooh, I want to go there. Okay? I hope that helps. Okay. Somebody said recently, and I'm missing some things, I apologize. I love it that Cat Roby became a thousandaire. I love it. Very cool. All right, we're backing up here. Yes, the patriarchy system is crazy. Hubby low-key expects me to get everything in the house clean. Yeah. So, since he's working all the time. Yeah, you know what? Here's my take on this, okay? Seriously? If we are benefiting from a system, we are not going to be happy when that system changes. We are going to resist that because we get benefits from that system. Now, I will say this. Your husband's working a wicked lot. So, maybe you look at him like, we look at equal partners. You're working a lot, so I'll pick up the slack. But then when you're not working so much, you take care of your stuff. But at the bare minimum, people should be taking care of their own stuff. They don't just come in and shed everywhere and mom comes and picks them up. No, even moms, I really feel it's important to just have kids practice taking care of themselves. Okay? Now, I love it. I love this. There's some encouragement going on here. That's what we do. This is how we do it here at TikTok Live, at Destination Decluttered. There we go. Debbie says, this is why my ornaments are personalized to their kids. Yes. Half a year, both my kids will be heading, half a year, both of my kids will be heading to a new living quarters. Yeah. Yeah. You're home all day. This house is a mess, says Haley's husband. Okay. You know what? Talk about the patriarchy, people. The unpaid labor, the invisible work of a woman at home. Tell your husband, all right, you hang out here all day with the 3-year-old and you tell me you see how it is like to do nothing. Okay? So, here we go. Hey, Melissa, Positive energy, huge retail visit, huge regional visit in retail. God, do I remember those things. Still so much to do. Chunk it down. The cool thing is, with you do this, when you have a regional visit, you know what they're going to look for. So you can go solve for those areas that they're going to be looking. Okay? Chunk it down. Chunk it down. No, I love it. Stay at home mama gang is saying fed, checked, hydrated, checked, rested, check, medicated, checked, relieved, check, regulated, check. All day you cannot pour from an empty cup. Fill it up. Okay? Good stuff here. Yep. Okay. Yep. You know, it's not an easy thing to find kind of balance in a relationship with, you know, with somebody who's benefiting from the patriarchy. But it's worth it. Don't give up on it. Don't give up on us, baby. Okay? Now, here we go. Yes, teaching a younger family needs balance. Yes, balance. Get the balance right. Here's a balance thing I want to share with you because I literally just came back from yoga. And here's something that really resonated with me as I was in yoga that I thought would be appropriate here. So I'm going to share it with you. The woman who was teaching the class, she was talking about kind of the balance between effort and ease. That you can't have one without the other, but if it's all effort, that's no fun. But all ease tends to start to feel not so fun after a while. But balancing effort and also taking ease. So even your husband, if he's working all the time, maybe, why is he working so hard? Maybe he can take some time off. You know, are you working so hard? Are you taking time off? You get the balance right, as Depeche Mode would say. Practice getting the balance right. Okay? Everybody, Laura made it safely to her destination at her mom's house. See you later. I love it. Yes, and Shadows and Night is saying, as a mom, you are also working all the time, 24/7, on top of whatever you do. Yes, it is going to be up to us to dismantle that system, to stop allowing it to happen and to start doing something else. Okay? Nursey Nita, I love it. My husband and I made our wills 70 years old, started decluttering following that. That's awesome. My husband and I are updating our wills today. So good on you. I love it. Now here's a good thing. Here, learn from people here. People, we're all learning from each other. Strong Silver Soul Sister says, I used to be such a perfectionist that it was paralyzing. Yes, perfectionism is a bad concept that gets really good PR, but it doesn't work. Notice, perfection can make you paralyzed. Don't do it. Okay? Now I choose progress over perfection. You know? Hey, there we go. Kara, sitting in the car. I walked through Savers and bought nothing. I bought nothing. What a good feeling, huh? Then going into Trader Joe's with a list. Yes, when you write things down, it increases the likelihood that you will get what you want, because you wrote it down, by double-digit percentages. And that doesn't just work with you going to the grocery store, okay? It goes with everything. You write down what you want, list to Santa Claus, list of hopes and dreams, list of characteristics in a mate you want, and you can get it. You'll be more close to getting it than if you don't articulate it to yourself. Okay? Now, so I offer to you. Now, Strong Silver Solstice is like now more paralysis by analysis. Yeah, but I offer this. Notice what paralyzes you. Where are you frozen and where can you move around? Sometimes it's literally just getting up off your butt and moving around the house and putting your hand on one item and starting the process. Okay? Yes. If you're taught to set the bar high, we are placing the bar low. This is not limbo. This is the bar low so you can easily step over it. Okay? That's what we do here. All right. Yeah. Interesting. Kara says, we started using ChatGPT for the weekly grocery list with a budget. Life-changing. Saw it on TikTok. Awesome. Look at all the good things we learn here. You know, good stuff. Good stuff. Progress over perfection. It was so weirdly funny to stop the refrigerator project after one shelf, but one shelf was the task. Yes, Practicing, stopping, and starting. That is such an important skill, just like when you're driving a car. Driving isn't just about coasting along and driving. No, the real talent comes in when you stop and when you start. Anybody who ever learned to drive in a stick shift car, you know what I'm talking about. Okay? So here, real quick, we've got about 15 minutes to go on this TikTok live. And one of the reasons I'm doing so many more TikTok lives this week is because of one of two things. One is, yes, the specter of TikTok going bye-bye in a few days. I want to make sure that I use my time here. I appreciate the time I still have on TikTok, and I want to be able to let anybody who's dealing with clutter know that there's help available, even if TikTok goes by. So my name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach, and my coaching is called Destination Decluttered. If TikTok goes away, I am going to be at my website, destinationdecluttered.com, and most likely on YouTube. But let's get back to the website, destinationdecluttered.com. That's where you sign up for my mailing list, and the mailing list people, the mailing list people knew that I was going to sign on today at 11 a.m. Eastern for a 1-hour TikTok live. I also have 15 or 16 1-hour TikTok lives between now and Friday noon. So I say to you, do you want to know when they are? There is a schedule. I have them scheduled. They're on my schedule. Am I going to share that with you right now? No. Because I want you to participate in wanting it. I want you to want me, as that cutie patootie Robin Zander said once, years ago. Hop on the mailing list, you get the schedule. Hop on the mailing list, you get, oh, hey, this is a cool thing. Anybody already on the mailing list? I'm going to send an email out. I'll do that this afternoon. I set up the invitations for the decluttering parties for February. The invitations, the tickets, all of that stuff is all ready. So if you want to just sign up for them now, the dates are there, the ticket prices, all that good stuff is there. All right. So we have weekend parties on Zoom where we declutter together. We're going to show up wherever I decide, but if you want to get on the mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com/join. Okay. There we go. So here we go. Julie's asking if it does go, will you be? I will not be on Lemonade. I will not be on Meta. I will not be on Blue Sky. Where I will be is most likely, for starters at least, YouTube, because I'm already there and I can do lives on YouTube. YouTube is also where, just so you know, to be very clear, next week, even if TikTok is still around, I will not be around. I am going where I like to call off the digital grid. So I am going kind of temporary radio silence from Friday to probably literally the next, like a week from that, Tuesday. So do not fear, okay? Even if TikTok is still here, I will come back to TikTok. But if it's not, I will show up when I return from my travels. I will show up to YouTube. But the people on the mailing list will know where I'm going, okay? Also, when I am gone, I'm not going to leave you high and dry. There are already over 546, I think, recorded TikTok lives on my YouTube channel because I've been building that all along. So if you want to be kept company by like a YouTube live, a TikTok live, it won't be live, it'll be the recording, but you can pretend it's live and have it keep you company as you're decluttering. You can learn something. As Haley was doing, she was taking notes about what I was writing down. There are pearls of wisdom in every single one of them. And even if you weren't part of that live, somebody else has probably asked a question that's in your head. Okay? You know? So I just offer to you, I'm not going to abandon my people. I'm not. But my people are really the people on the mailing list. It's so funny because I have like a tenth of the people, a fraction of the people that follow me here on TikTok. It's like 10% of those are actually, maybe less than 10% are on the mailing list. So just because you follow me here on TikTok won't help if TikTok goes bye-bye. Okay? I just want to say that. Haley Cakes, you put all the dates and times on your Google Calendar. I love it. Please note, not sure when you did it. Tomorrow, Wednesday, the early afternoon one, I changed the time on that one versus what I initially published. So if you haven't looked at the secret page schedule, check. out and make sure you show up tomorrow or you have that one on there. Okay? There we go. I am being very coy. I've decided to be very coy about where I'm traveling because as far as boundaries go, I want to be private. Frankly, too, I don't want you to think I'm showing off where I go because I travel a lot. I have traveled a lot. I am traveling this week and I plan on traveling a lot more in the future to places I ain't never been before, Jay. So I don't want to show off about those things. I'm keeping that private. All you need to know is I'm going to have a blast and I will come back to you, okay? So that's how I am. Yes. Now here's a funny thing. I will share with you. Maybe, I don't know if, so Kara and I both grew up in Massachusetts. Part of my internal dialogue is one of my things, and it's actually not my backseat driver, it's a co-pilot. So when I get this unbidden or this automatic phrase coming to, and I'll share the phrase with you in a minute, that's when I know to not share type of thing. Or to consider if I want to share or not. Because Stacey Ellis is saying, how old are you? Or young, should I say. Now my internal person says, none of your goddamn business. That's my internal sassy Bostonian. It's none of your goddamn business where I'm going, how old am I, where I live, how much money I make. It's none of your goddamn business. I'll share with you. I am 58. I'll be 59 this year. It took me this long in my life. I'm Gen X. I'm OG Gen X, like 1966 for the win. It took me this long in my life. In the past 5 years is finally when I got my clutter decluttered. We lived in this house 10 to 15 years before we could actually efficiently empty out the basement. I was doing it very slowly, and then during COVID, I just kept on practicing, and it got easier. Okay? There we go. Carla Jane, will you have the 30-minute planning time again at One Party Planned? I haven't, but do me a favor. If that was important to you and you liked it, shoot me an email to remind me myself of that, and maybe we'll do it again. Why not? Okay? Could be a good idea. All right? Here we go. Doop-a-doo. Yeah, maybe I'm going to the beaches of Bora Bora. There we go. Sarah, I am on YouTube. Yes, Destination Decluttered. There we go. And user 8274 says, do not hesitate to join Beth's mailing list. She never spams. No, I am all quality. I am like the food that has a lot of quality in it, not a lot of filler. I'm all killer, no filler. Okay? And thank you. I will have a wonderful time. Thank you. There we go. T. Prada says, I'm taking the dog out and you're all coming with me. You know? Kara says, 60 in 2 weeks. Lots of people don't get to be 60, so I'm grateful. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, and that's okay, Stacy. Notice, everybody. Life lesson. Just because somebody asks you a question doesn't mean you have to give them an answer. Feel free to use this phrase from me. If Erin were here, I would have her write it on a little Post-it. If they ask you a question that you don't feel like sharing that information with them, you don't have to. You can say, that's none of your goddamn business. That's who my family voted for years. Okay? But notice, you asked and I didn't mind. I don't mind sharing it because, as Kara rightly said, some people never even get to 59. I have a friend who passed away almost a year ago. She and I were the same age. We were within weeks of each other. She's no longer here. She didn't get to be this age. So I am honored to be this age. I am psyched to be who I am at the age I am doing what I'm doing. I am so lucky to be here and do this. And if I make 59 look good to some people, hell yeah. I'm going to do it. Okay? All right, here we go. There we go. Okay, Rachel. Wish I knew that 10 minutes ago before my boss texted me, lol. All right, I should not have answered it. Learn from your mistakes. Do it differently next time. Even if it's pausing and waiting to get back to those people so you're in control of when you get back to them. There we go. Flirting with disaster. We're making 59 look great. Jenny, I got to share with you. Okay, maybe I'll give some boomers and a little bit more of the Generation Jones, but Gen Xers, we are changing the world. I know the younger generations have our issues with it. They think we are the cause of the problem. Oh no. We are the solution to the problem, and we are joining forces with them. We are all going to change the world, okay? Now, here we go. Mary says, I'm following your footsteps. Are you Oh, look, there's Mary. She's in my footsteps. I love to travel too. Yes. And yes, Hawkeye says, Hawk, did you hear me? Hawk, hear the cannons roar. That's my Boston. Hawk. Hawkeye says, I love that you said you kept practicing decluttering and it got easier. Anything you practice gets easier because you build the physical muscle, you build the mental muscle, you create grooves, new neural pathways in your head. Your body automatically will just put things back where they belong. It becomes a way of being. And seriously, time spent investing in learning this pays dividends for the rest of your life. Okay? For the rest of your life. Okay? So notice this. We didn't start the fire, but we're sure as hell going to put it out. Okay? We are. So, yeah, Rach says, I was going to say, my dad passed at 57 and my mom made it to 59. Yeah. Now, I have people in my family and my life who have passed away from anywhere starting now until 101. So I don't know how many, none of us know how many years we have. So let's make the most of the time we have every day. So if tomorrow happens to be our last day, we're like, ooh, I'm glad I did that stuff sooner rather than later. Okay? Alrighty. Yeah, and trust me, yeah, I'm very mindful of not showing off. Maybe that's my kind of just being very demure, very mindful, is I like to keep some things to myself. And you understand that because you do too. And this is really cool. Kara just followed a bunch of you guys. While we're still here on TikTok, here's once I have 3 minutes left, then I'm going to sign off. I do have 2 more TikTok lives today. You want to find out when they are? Get on the mailing list, okay? Pretend that TikTok is going away on Sunday, but instead of lamenting it, take some action. Look at your videos that you've created. Are there any you want to save? Start downloading them now. Take a look at the people you follow that you would miss kind of hanging around with them if TikTok went bye-bye. I know myself, I have people that I've actively been like, oh, I would miss seeing Garrett and saying, follow me, I'm delicious. So I followed him on YouTube. I followed somebody else on Patreon. I joined somebody else's mailing list. Start to declutter. Almost like if something's going to end, which it will at some point, everything ends, start to pull out the things that are important to you. Yes, and then go to the secret page. Your secret name is Opal O. Okay? Will wonders never cease, you guys? I'm just going to pivot for a second. I just got good news. Nana Joe, we did a snow dance for her last night. She got her snow day. She doesn't have to drive the school bus. Rock on. Look at the power we have. Yes. Yes. Ginger Graceface, destinationdecluttered.com. Sign up for the mailing list. You'll be all set. I am totally going someplace. I'll share this with you. I'm going 2 different places. Someplace not so warm, and then someplace warm. And I love that order. Going to someplace not so warm for certain reasons, and then going to someplace warm. Can you tell which one? I'm looking forward to both of them, but boy, do I want to be warm. Okay. Hey, I love this. Kat Roby is an ordained interfaith minister and married her condiments. And bonus, she made her 2 o'clock SBB plan. I love it. I love it. Okay? So yay. Good stuff, people. What I want to share with you is, as I said, make a plan. Yes. Ooh, I love that. That one persona, it is like a speakeasy. Oh, I love that. It never occurred to me, but I love that. Yeah, the secret word gets you opening up the telephone booth door at the hot dog place, right? While we still have here, in all seriousness, while we still have time here on TikTok, start to declutter your TikTok life. Save the videos you want to save. Follow the people you want to follow. Make a spreadsheet of the things you want to remember. Even if TikTok remains, you will have a better understanding of who you like, what you followed, what was important to you. Okay? I am going to do this. I may do this within the next hour, or definitely I will work on this. Notice me scheduling what I'm going to do before the next TikTok live. I will be going to my own TikTok favorites. I will be going to my bookmarks, and I have a bookmark called Travel Destinations. It's probably the one I add to the most. And I'm not going to download the videos. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a spreadsheet of noticing where those locations are that appealed to me. And I'm going to have that list so I can plan trips to those places. So I can still have that content that helped me create the life I want, even if TikTok goes away. Okay? So I hope this helps. Yes, Rach says, I can't wait till it's warm and I got to look like Ralphie. Yeah, notice it. I'm practically walking around. I said to my husband, I've got this like cape on. It reminds me of when our dog used to walk around. We used to put a blanket over him. We used to tuck him in, and then he'd get up and he literally would walk around wearing it like a cape. He was kind of a king that way, Okay, Nana Joe says, was going to stay in my jammies all day, but knowing that I'm not productive in jammies, I got dressed. I love it. Gigi Gina, this is where you got to do the Google. I'm going to do it myself. Is there a way to move our favorite things on here? There may be. I don't know. I'm going to go low and slow and do it manually because that's how I roll. Okay? And I love it. Vicky's going to do the things she's finding interesting. I love it. Now, I have passed the 12 o'clock mark Eastern time, so I'm going to sign off. But let me tell you this, my friends. I'm not leaving you. We're going to hang out multiple times this week here on TikTok, and you'll know when those are when you're on the mailing list. And if you are on the mailing list, yay, thank you. I look forward to hanging out with you. Okay, yes, and I have seen videos on saving stuff. They are out there, okay? So the fun thing is, a number of hours from now when I do another TikTok live, the sun will have moved. So who knows where in my house I'm going to show up to do a TikTok live. Maybe someplace I've done it before, maybe someplace new. Who knows? Tune in and find out, all right? Bye.